Welcome to the first quarter 2023 quarterly update. I'm your host today, Robin McVeigh, the CEO of CRDX Corporation. Today, we're going to discuss a fantastic plan of attack for 2023. You're going to get details on our dispensaries, the farms, a new relaunch of Broadway Joe's, CRDX Options, which is very, very exciting, and really details on the CRDX operating as a publicly traded company. I know a lot of you have asked that question, when are we going live? So you're going to find out some information about that today. Our speakers today are Mr. Mark Edoff, who is our new CFO, no longer interim CFO, and he's also our newest board member. Thrilled about that. You're going to hear from Mr. Britt Gober, who is now the president of CRDX Options, our gummy division. I'm going to give you some details on Broadway Joe's, and you'll also hear from Steve Gribben, our chairman of the board, with a recap. In addition to that, Mr. Hayden Witt, our senior vice president of operations, who will give us updates on the royalty agreements with the dispensaries. So this is our standard disclaimer. I urge everyone to read it at their leisure. Well, as I mentioned just a second ago, we are thrilled to have this gentleman on the team. Mark Edoff is our new CFO full-time and was just elected to the board of directors. I urge you strongly to research Mark on the website and read his bio, but just a couple things. He started his career with Gillette. He was with 15 years at KPMG, and he was the former CFO of ADT Tyco, which, if you're not familiar with him, a multi-billion-dollar global organization. And just to tell you from my perspective, I'm just thrilled to have Mark as part of our team. We have a daily download each morning, and he brings such a tremendous amount of expertise and business acumen that we're just thrilled to have him part of our organization. So with that, Mark, turn it over to you, buddy.
All right. Thank you very much, Robin, and good afternoon to everyone. Late last year, our management team conducted a comprehensive business and operations planning exercise. We did this because throughout 2022, many of our ongoing business projects were moving quickly to a point where they'd soon be operating businesses. So we'll cover what we're going to do in the 2023 operating plan in a minute. But first, I wanted to cover a few of the things that we're working on to put us in a position to be a publicly traded operating company, as Robin referred to. The first revolves cleanup. We're in the process of now finishing some open audits for 2021 and completing some past due filings, as well as filing some past due federal and state tax returns. Along with this, we're doing some foundation building for us as a public operating company. That includes finalizing our capital and debt structure. If you're all aware, we did a reverse capitalization transaction with Cannabis Depot during 2021. There have been a fair amount of shareholder loans that we took in order to fund our company through 2022. And in finalizing this structure, we're formalizing and cleaning those things up. And we're also putting in a new operating line of credit that will give us the resources we need to go through 2023. The first step to becoming an operating company is closing the share agreement with USA Hemp Store. We'll do that as soon as we complete our filings and get everything caught up to date. And with that, we'll become an operating company. That's the final result of all this, positioning CRDX to be a publicly traded company on an exchange. At this point, and we'll talk more in future meetings on this, but at this point, we're targeting the second half of 2023 to be in that status and to be in that function. So the operating plan, the framework that we put together, and this is key in the first bullet point we cover here, is the plan is built on CRDX operating with profitable, cash positive business assets. And this is important because startups don't usually have significant resources or time to slowly grow and develop businesses. In the lead up building to our plan, we used share transactions using our CRDX stock as the currency to acquire high yielding, valuable business assets, or to put in place and initiate businesses that are ready to begin operations and generating revenue and profits. But again, the key thing underlying all of this is real estate, valuable, high quality commercial real estate. So if you look at the first part of our plan here, the first share exchange transaction we'll do to bring on one of those valuable assets, which is part of the Colorado-based cannabis assets that are out there, is we will acquire 3 dispensaries and 9 cannabis cultivation centers in the first quarter of this year. Second, we'll do another share exchange transaction. Actually, it will be several share exchange transactions over this quarter and next quarter to bring 2 more dispensaries that are under development and will be online operating in 2023 into CRDX, as well as multiple individual real estate properties. These properties and the last part of this share exchange group of transactions helps us establish our initial real business property portfolio. Again, our business is founded on valuable, high-yielding assets. In the first quarter, we'll be launching the USA Hemp Store business, and Robin will talk about that later. Also in the first quarter, we'll be launching our Delta 8 and Delta 9 CRDX operations business. Britt will give you more details on that, but this is really the first new business venture of our CRDX options business, and it will be a field-based approach where we'll have up to 250 sales reps by the end of the year, and we're looking to expand this business in up to 29 states. And then there's CRDX Golf. And during the current year, we'll begin the process of developing and operating 1 or 2 high-performance entertainment facilities centered around golf. We'll be partnering with Nicholas Golf on this. And again, this business is based and focused on our commercial real estate model. It's funded by project partners to a great extent, and it's designed to generate positive cash flow and business profits during the initial operating cycle. And finally, while we're putting good business assets in place that'll be operating in 2023 that will generate cash and profits, every growing business needs ample assets and resources for funding future growth. To do this, again, we're kicking off an additional investment operating and capital program through investor relations that will develop new shareholders. That's beginning in this quarter, and we're initially receiving very positive feedback on that. Now I'd like to turn you over to Britt Gober. Britt's then someone you're all familiar with. He's been around CRDX for quite some time. He led our previous investor relations initiatives, so you're all probably familiar with him. Britt will be taking on a new role, leading an exciting new first CRDX options business that we're launching. So now I'll leave it to you, Britt, to talk with everyone about that.
Everyone, I'm Britt Gober. I know most of you guys, most of y'all know me. Been leading the way with the CRDX investor relation program for the last several years. My wife and I, we were the very first investors in CRDX since day one. We've invested in all the farms, all the dispensaries, several real estate projects and that sort of thing. And we're all in on CRDX. Now, with that being said, the leaders of CRDX, they came to me a few months back and they asked me if I'd like to take on a new role, do what I've done my entire life, which is build a large distribution chain around the entire nation with our new product. And I'll get to that in just a second. So I will be stepping away from the day-to-day operations of answering the investors' questions and that sort of thing. And we will be turning that over to Scott Esser. I think most of you know Scott. He's a wonderful man. He'll take good care of you. And so let's move on. With that being said, what is our new product and our new operation? It is no medical card required. This is Delta 8 and Delta 9 products. We're super excited about this. This is essentially legal cannabis throughout the country. What is Delta 8 or Delta 9? They're comes from the same plant that the cannabis plant does, and the 2018 Farm Bill said that if you have 0.3% or less THC, then it could be sold, distributed, or used around the country. This is legal. This is legal nationwide, Delta 8 or Delta 9. Doesn't matter if it's in a gummy form or a vape pen form. And so we're going to be going to various of your little convenient markets, your smoke shops, vape shops, liquor stores, that sort of thing. We're going to have account reps, hundreds of them, may even grow into the thousands, and we'll be offering our product. Now, we've done enough research that we know, we've been to plenty of these. I have, several of our team members have, that we've been to a lot of these type businesses, and they're really interested in A, does it work? B, how many milligrams do you get? And C, what's the cost? And that's what's really important. So we're going to be offering 100 milligram Delta 8 gummies. We're going to also be offering 50. Most places now are getting 25 and 50 milligrams. Our goal is to offer twice the product, 100 milligrams, for a better price. That will go like this: 100 milligram gummy will come 10 in a pack, total of 1,000 milligrams. If you're a store owner and you're buying at least 10 packs, you'll be able to get that for $12 per bag. If you buy a half a case, which is 50, you'll be able to get that for $11 a bag. And then a full case, which is 100, you'll be able to get it for $10.50 a bag. Twice the product, better price. That leads to a lot of sales. So not only are we going to be capturing many new locations, but we're going to be replacing a lot as we go every day. So you guys could help us in this area if you choose to. You don't have to. This is free. This is for the CRDX investor and the CRDX team. But if you know anybody 21 and up that's looking for a career-changing position, I started to say sales position, but it's really an order-taking position, just send them my way. We will be happy to take care of them and have them do this full-time, part-time, spare time, and citing new position. They will earn $2.50 per bag. Doesn't matter if it's their first sale or all repeat orders. The only thing they have to do is contact that store once every week or so and just continue to reorder. So we, in our team, several of us, Robin, myself, Adam, Todd, we went to several different manufacturers trying to find the right fit for us, and we found exactly the right fit. This plant's 40,000 square feet, expanding to 80,000 square feet as we speak. They manufacture our gummies. They told us where to get the bags. We went with the medicinal look on the bag. Most of them you'll see out there will have a candy look or a flowery look, strawberries, bananas, Skittles, that kind of thing. I think we're a step ahead because I think many states are gonna outlaw that candy look to keep out of the reach of children. You can look on the back of our bag and you can see all the ingredients. We do have a warning. We ask you, we think it's a good idea to cut these 100 milligrams into fourths. That way you're getting 40 pieces per bag and you're looking at about 25 milligrams each. This is good for people with PTSD, epilepsy, seizures, and of course, a great majority of the folks just want to treat it just like cannabis and get high. And I've never taken a gummy in my life, but our R&D department tells me that these work just fine, and I'm sure that they do. So with that being said, that's your new venture is Delta 8 gummies, going to move into the Delta 9 and the vape pens very soon. We're going to be launching any day now, and we're going to really have a fine business for CRDX. We're super excited about this. Just think about it. Legal, essentially legal cannabis everywhere. I'm going to move on and introduce you to Hayden. Hayden Witt's been with us since day one. He's our vice president of operations. He's a fine man, and he works as hard as anybody I've ever seen. So with that being said, God bless you all. If you know somebody that this might be a good fit for, have them call me, and hope you have a fantastic week, and we're going to crush this. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Britt. Well, everyone, we have some very exciting news in regards to the roll-up of the Colorado operations into the CRDX Corporation. We've put in a lot of work with both the Vicente Cederberg law firm in Colorado, who actually helped draft the Colorado cannabis laws, and our SEC attorneys since the last quarterly update. We're proud to announce we've entered into royalty agreements with not only the 2 Cannabis Depot dispensaries, which many of you are familiar with in North Pueblo and Pueblo West, but also the soon-to-be-open Cannabis Depot Boulder location, which currently has daily traffic counts equal to that of the entire population of Pueblo. We believe this location has extreme potential, and the royalty transaction allows us to generate revenue immediately from these entities. This leads into our next discussion point on definitive agreements. We've just finalized definitive agreements to take control and possess all 3 of these dispensaries. This will not only add revenue to our operating budget, but will also be incredible assets for long-term holding, as the Colorado cannabis market isn't showing any signs of slowing soon. These definitive agreements enable us to get the dispensaries under contract while enabling ample time to go through the Colorado PubCo process. We're incredibly excited to finally be able to bring these entities under the CRDX umbrella and add them to our rapidly growing portfolio for the 2023 year. We look forward to updating you on the next quarterly update as to their progress. Now we'll check back in with Robin for an update on USA Hemp Store.
All right. Thank you, Hayden. And very, very excited to talk to you about what we've done with the Broadway Joe's brand. I'll give you a little bit of background of some of the challenges we've encountered when we started selling the product through USA Hemp Store originally. The active ingredient in the product is CBD, of course, and we found very, very quickly that there was a lot of times we had challenges advertising the product, and it's because of the restrictions on CBD. So one of the things that we did, we made a little bit of a counter move, and we actually put in an ingredient. Now it's called histamine hydrochloride. That's a mouthful. But this is an FDA-approved pain relief formula. So we added it to the product. We've actually rebranded now, and it's now Broadway Joe's, and BroadwayJoes.com is actually up and running. I encourage all of you to actually go see the site. And I've got a special offer to talk to you about in just a second. But, the plan, Mark had mentioned this earlier, and I just want to hit it one more time before we go on, that we do plan to bring USA Hemp Store into the CRDX fold, and that should happen sometime second quarter of 23. So Broadway Joe's rebrand. One of the things that's very exciting about the new rebrand is we're able to leverage Joe Namath's personal brand. You'll see a lot more involvement from Joe going forward, and we're very excited about that. You're going to see a very, I think, very entertaining short little 30 seconds, I'm sorry, commercial here in just a second, but I think you'll be very excited about as well. I mentioned histamine dihydrochloride. Boy, that is a mouthful. It is an FDA-approved ingredient. And if you in the past, you're used to going to USA Hemp Store, just go now to BroadwayJoes.com. It is redirected from USA Hemp Store to Broadway Joe's, but you can just save your time and go to Broadway. I want you to go visit the site and look at what we've done here. There's a lot of ads currently in the test phase. We have a fantastic advertising agency in Ohio with John Molnar and his team, and we are currently testing ads. And Hayden, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and play the PGA Memes video for everybody. I think you'll get a kick out of this.
Looks like it's just us, man. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. You serious? Joe Namath?
Hey guys, mind if I join you?
Well, of course. We're playing from the back tees. I'm not sure about you.
Oh man, I'll be out driving you punks. I got my Broadway Joe cream in the bag.
That's a bet. Love it. Short guy comes up with $100. Let's do it. Whoa.
Get up!
Great shot. You weren't kidding, man. I don't know, man. You might be in trouble here. We'll see.
Told you guys.
Unreal. Pay the man.
Ooh, pleasure doing business with you, buddy.
Man, got to get me some of that Broadway Joe's.
All right, we also have a new commercial, nationwide commercial that John is testing. It comes in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and we have a 3-minute version that actually is going to be put on all over social media. It really references Joe, a lot of the things that made Joe famous, mink coats, pantyhose. It's quite comical. I think John and his team did a great job with this. But one of the things I want to encourage you to do as an investor with us is try the product. You know, we've got a special discount code of investor on the website right now. That's 25% off. If you're listening to me today and you're in pain, I want you to try this product because it works. We've had a tremendous number of people that have used the product and are raving about it. It works, it's strong, and I think you will like it too. So go to the website, get you some of this, use the code 25% off for investor, and I think you'll see what I'm talking about. All right. I'm very excited also to introduce this gentleman. I've known Steve for over 20 years. We all seem to work for this gentleman for a long period of time. But, you know, if you don't know Steve's resume, I'd also recommend you do that. Go see his bio. But just to give you a short little intro here, you know, Steve was, he was basically in charge of all of ADT direct side and dealer side. And that was a huge undertaking. I was privileged to work for him on both sides of the house for ADT for many, many years. And Steve was instrumental in building a $3.2 billion business. So we are thrilled to have not only Mark, but also Steve as part of this team. And Steve is our chairman of the board. So with that, Steve, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you, sir.
Robin, you make me a little embarrassed. I appreciate the intro very much so. We're very pleased to be positioning CRDX Corporation for 2023 and beyond. We've been establishing a strong operating business foundation, including business systems and processes, as evidenced by our new websites for Broadway Joe's and CRDX Options. As Robin had said, we encourage you to go online and take a look at those and buy some of our products. They're fantastic. We've been accumulating valuable and high-yielding commercial real property assets for the future of the business development and collateral for expansion. Mark talked about some of those, and Hayden talked about some of those. And we're going to continue to do this as a strategic initiative for the company going forward. Strong individual business development strategy and plans, business models, highly replicable in future transactions. We're really pleased with what we're able to do with CRDX Options and Broadway Joe's and expect to be able to replicate that in other businesses going forward. And then as Robin mentioned, we've got a growing experienced management team. Mark and I worked together for almost 20 years at ADT, worked with Robin for about 15 years at ADT, and I've worked with Britt Gober for quite a while. He was one of our dealers at ADT. We all have a tremendous amount of experience in growth and sales, which equips us very well to lead CRDX into the future. So with that, I'll turn it back to Robin.
Steve, well, as you can see, we built the foundation in last year in 2022 with the businesses that we put together, the management team that we put together. Now all we have to do is execute. And one of the things I've always encouraged in every one of the quarterly updates is actually come by and visit with us in Franklin. In 2022, we had quite a few investors come by, shake our hands, get to know the team, and I strongly encourage you to do that. And I also wanted not to close this down without thanking somebody that's been instrumental in our success and our growth, and that's Mr. Joe Cleghorn. Joe has been a visionary. It's just incredible to work with Joe on an ongoing basis. He has tremendous business acumen and vision, and it's been a real privilege to work with Joe. And basically his faith in us as a team to grow this business and get us where we wanted to be. So, but again, thank you for your time today. Appreciate your interest. Come by and see us. and we'll see you next quarter. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.